So the noble arts, you can't heal a human mind or fix it back to factory mint condition. But there's the noble arts, which is very good toward maintaining and upholding the aristocracy. So you would have to be brought back to a condition where you're able to go back out and do the same thing, even though for the interest that society has in you doing that, you would no longer be compatible inside of society for a while. You have to wait outside the walls of Jericho, right? Because you have blood on your hands, it's unclean spirits. But you are doing what was required by your society. So it has to focus on healing post-traumatic stress, which was what it did. The symptoms of post-traumatic stress, they had to stagger them to where you could be responsible for having them. It's like giving you back the responsibility to take life again, because that's what they fixed you to go out back to do. If there was ever an itinerary that was to fix you so that you wouldn't go back and out and kill, but we don't have that. So what you can consider to be a good, an overall general good, is actually a good up to the point that your itinerary is still to serve your country by defending it, which required that again. So the first stage of the noble arts is Volantia. Your association with a color to an emotion has been taken off of its original presets. And the way that they look at it, that's the way that they have to approach it. There's aspects that you could say that is a general good, but ultimately you're never going to be returned to your original factory, mint condition, perfect mind, right? For whatever perfect is supposed to be, we just precept. But at least you can acknowledge that those are mental constructs and social constructs, and it doesn't exist. It's implied, but it's embedded in the meaning of the word itself. Like, for instance, consciousness, but I forget what it was. There's another one. Basically, the word conscious implies that things that are not inanimate or that have a life could be unconscious. So basically, it's zombie, and you have to get away from the zombies. So it's a way to organize yourself with people that recognize that they're living amongst zombies, and to get away from them. What was the other one? Okay, well, PTSD is similar to being like haunted by shadows and voices, right? It might hit different, but that's the way they approach it. They had to get you back into that mind frame after they staggered it, but then before they staggered it, they had to get you right. Couldn't your association with emotion to the proper color. So they had these wheels, and they would keep changing them. They maybe have so many different arrangements of wheels, but they would stop once you appear to question yourself. Like, your reflection is going to sort of leap out, not sensationalist, like spooky dooky, like you're going to question yourself. So you're looking for your reflection to appear to question yourself, right? Until that happens, they don't stop. They keep changing it and it's a wheel. So like they spin it, it turns into a blur and it slows down. Okay, and they're like finding your because I don't really read minds, right? You don't really read minds. You have to look for signs as a basis, probably contemporary, because you're always working on the best modality and like the right like dogma and how you procreate and all this. It's specific to each group of people. Like throughout time, this is not going to be stuck in this concrete, you know. You have different associations with symbols and sounds. So I'm not reading into something that I have no inhabitation or experience with it. Like, so we're just saying that they stopped when you appear to question yourself. Then they induced decretism. I don't know what chemical or whatever they do, but it basically brought back the shadows and the sound and the voices, right? But when the next time that when they bring it back, it was with the right, associations to emotion. So you would be able to be responsible for the command to tell a tree that no longer grows fruit that it's finished, like you're done, like you can shrivel up and die, or you have no more sensation to appreciate life. So it's like a consideration to allow someone to make a transition. It's a certain amount of responsibility, because you have to be grounded with your dogma, your body politic, and it's like there's three overlapping circles in a warrior, and there's like I forget what the diagram and everything, but societies don't really make this complete, and there's a transhumanist agenda that will soil it. So it's not, I'm not saying it's ideal that God would command practitioners who to kill, what to take and what to leave behind, what not, like, isn't God not involved in any wars? But apparently, maybe since you could say that it was like, I don't know, several decades since the last just war, if you want to call it that, how long goes by between a time when God was actually involved in the war? And most societies are like a failed clone, like a defective clone or something. It's not going to make the cut. And it's not about rationalizing whether or not you should or shouldn't, because you're diametrically opposed, and the nature of a conflict is to have a different take or rendition than the opposite, and bringing about peace involved not settling for a peace that was not tranquil and not suitable and not, you know what I mean? The last stage is poisism, right? That you can identify what you can save. It's the art of not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right? Knowing what you can save that won't die, and then the things that's terminal that you can't save, you're finding the best way to allow it to transition. Then you would have like noble mindset, and for the right cause, if the nobility, you want to maintain the nobility, you can go back out and kill more. Don't like think that I'm saying this ideal or anything, like it's not rationalizing or anything like that. Yeah, Volantia, decretism, poisism. So Volantia is the color wheels, establishing that you're closer to your factory mint condition with your contemporaries. Then those same haunting shadows and voices, inducing them back again, and balancing an energy that is like the command over telling a life form that you're finished. You can just shrivel up. Just like it's barren. You're just draining for what it's worth and playing out without any like meaning, or like no sensation, no meaning, no flavor, no taste, no, like you just can't do anything, you know. But who gets to decide that? You know, it's like the same one that knows what type of peace that your civilization and your contemporaries are willing to settle for. You have to be going to the same place. So I don't teach that art to that many people. It could be that, or it could be that not that many people are here for to do that, because it's not on them to do that. Like, God never put it on them to be responsible for certain things or to do certain. They were just here to do this or that or that or this, and not be bothered with that or this or this or that. Like, He put it on their heart. Then we might decide that people need to be made aware of particular things, but first ask them if it's boring the shit out of them, because you can't learn anything in an hour. Can't teach you nothing in an hour. Even for you to pick a vocation or occupation, you have to pick something that you hate the least, you know, that you'd be willing to do past the point of where you're tired of it, because they're gonna use you. You can